Fernandez, I don't know what really to say besides the fact that I'm going to miss you a lot, man. Like, every time we got together, it was always a riot. And there wasn't a time where I almost peed my pants because we were laughing so much. And it's going to suck without you, man. I miss you a lot. I just want to say that I love you. And when we see each other, I hope we can make each other laugh like we've done before. I love you, brother. I don't know what else to say besides that. Just love you, man. I'm gonna miss you a lot.
So, I mean, first off and foremost, much like my candle says, love you, memory, I'm a true friend and amazing companion. Nick Fernandez was out and out a true friend. The best memories I have of him were just me being with him, picking him up from his house, chilling at parties, and just, I mean, the best thing was just us being like just total assholes to each other, but like in the funniest way possible. We would just be so harsh on each other, but just one trying to top each other, just being like, who's going to be the biggest asshole to make somebody laugh? And that, I mean, I just remember picking up hey asshole, just on and on and on until like one of us just broke down laughing, and to the point I usually won because I would just cross any boundary I could, but he pushed me there, and that was the best thing about him. He pushed everybody to be just, no matter what situation came up, no matter what was going on, some fun was to be made of it, and he was the one to make that fun. And that's the best stuff that I'm going to remember, is him just being the funny guy, being that guy who, no matter what's going on, you're going to laugh, whether you like it or not. And just between that and just going out golfing and just enjoying ourselves, I mean, he was just a true friend, and it's unfortunate that that had to be cut short, but it really, I mean, he really, both in life and now, unfortunately, in death, brings close to me the fact that, you know, friends are what define you. And Nick Fernandez was probably one of the most, just one of the best persons I can think of that really helps define me as a person. And I hope that I can remember him in that point. And then just like, as a friend of mine once said, just once told me, after I told him about this whole situation, just, well, when do you last remember him? I remember him at a party like it was any other day. And that's the way I want to remember him, just like that guy, Nick Fernandez, any other day. And just that any other day was just the best days of my life. And that was Nick Fernandez.
I'm George. So there's a name with a face. Just sitting here saying how great Fernandez was, and like he walked into a room, it was just amazing. I'm still, every time he would come in a Radio Shack, best times. He would come in the back room, and I'd be like, okay, Fernandez, my manager's coming back. He'd be like, okay, I'll hurry up and run out the back door and run around the whole entire building, and then come back in like nothing's ever happened, like, oh, hey, how you guys doing? He really raised a great boy. He was a great guy, and I want to say thank you for me knowing Fernandez, and he brought a lot of happiness and joy into my life. It's just so hard to talk. But we're all going to miss him, and just love him to death, and you can never forget anyone like Fernandez, and thank you for bringing him into this world.
So I says to the guy, wrecked him, but damn near killed him. In other news, there was this one time that I had a bunch of people at my house. We're talking like 50 plus, and we're all hanging out on my porch doing shots and drinking and stuff. And of course, Nick was the first one to puke off of the porch, right? So this dude, he's like 3 shots deep for like 2 or 3 hours, you know, super lightweight. He's like leaning over my porch like, oh my God, I'm ready for another one. I'm ready to go. Fucking Fern, standard Fern, trying to puke, trying to drink, trying to puke again. Always there for everybody. Will be missed.
You know, like you're one of the best kids I ever met. You know, no matter what, always had a smile on your face. And when my cousin died, you stuck your finger in my nose, dripping with snot. And I thought it was the most disgusting thing in the entire world, but, you know, when I asked you why you did it, you told me that it made me laugh, and it did. And I really appreciate that, because, you know, that was one of the lowest points in my life, and for you to sit there and stick your finger out my dripping snot nose and make me laugh, I really appreciate that. And, you know, it's something I'm never going to forget. I'm never going to be able to pick my nose and not think of you. Alright? Love you.
Yo, Fernie, usually you come up and give me a big old hug, or you either grab my junk with his face like this and say, how uncomfortable do you feel? And you look at me like that for a minute, and I don't even know how to take you seriously or not. And trust me, every time I think it made me feel real uncomfortable. It's just some another man grabbing my junk, you know. But I don't know, I'm kind of lost for words right now. You know, I'm just trying to think of the funny things to say at this point in time. But I don't know, you meant a lot. You know, we didn't get to hang out much. Went on the boat. You know what we used to do on the boat. But I had a great time. And you were an awesome friend, and I love you to death.
Hi, Nick. It's me. I wasn't going to do this because I didn't know what I was going to say to you. I'm trying to speak louder because it's loud in here. I didn't know what I wanted to say, and I still don't. Except there's this one really funny story that only me and you really know the outcome of, and it's kind of funny. So remember that one time we went to your grandma's for retirement party at your aunt Tina? I don't know. I think her name is Tina. She's wonderful at their house on Fort Erie. Anyways, we went to your grandma's retirement party, and afterwards we were trying to find something to do. And I feel like I was out of town or something for a couple days, and I had no idea where our friends were. And you were like, hey, they're camping. Let's call them up and go camping. So we did that. We called them up and went camping with the boys. It was Nick, Carlos, Max, Louis, Dave. And anyways, we went camping with them, and you wanted to go home that night, but I didn't, because I had a little crush on Max. And so we didn't go home that night, and instead we spent the night, and it got down to a good 40 degrees that night, and you didn't have a sleeping bag at all, and I felt so horrible for you, because in the morning I woke up and all I could hear was and I'm like, Nick, are you okay? And you're like, no. You're like, I'm freezing. And I'm like, oh my god, let's go. And like, we're walking back to my car, and I'm like, oh my god, my toes are so cold. Like, wow, that Max is really cute. And you're like, I can't breathe. And like, you're like cowering, and you're so skinny. You were fine though. Whatever. Who cares if you're skinny? Anyways, either way, I love you and I miss you so much. And I don't want to take up too much more time talking about this, but I really enjoyed all of the time that we spent together. You helped me transition from being very quiet and not having any friends to having a laugh all the time and having lots of friends. You made me very happy, and you brought me a lot of wonderful things in my life. A lot of laughter, most of it. And, yeah, I miss you. I'll never stop missing you.